Hi, thank you for opening this video. My name is Alexander Zakharchuk. This project was designed to gain skills in Flask and Vue.js. This project allows you to accept and write off consignments of goods from the warehouse. During the task, technologies such as Flask, Vue.js, SQLite, SQLAlchemy, Bootstrap, as well as Visual Code and PyCharm were used. While working on the project, I gained practical experience working with the above-mentioned technologies. Now on the screen you can see the database structure that is used in this project. There are two tables, invoice and product. Invoice table stores fields such as ID, invoice type. For definition, this is an invoice for arrival of goods or transfer. Product ID stores product identifiers and is used as a foreign key to connect with the product table. So there is many to one relationship here. Quantity to store the quantity of a product. Batch ID is a batch number. We can only have one batch of products per invoice. And the date field is for recording the time at the moment the invoice was created. Now you can see the SQL code written to create the preliminary database. Now you can see the project itself. I will leave the link to the project in the comments. You can follow the link and try everything yourself. I'll tell you a little about the interface. Here we have a header, button to the home page, field for entering date range for generating a report, and button for generating a report. If we click on the report generation button, a window will pop up for entering a date range. Let's try to select from December 21 to 22. Click Select and Generate. The report has been generated. Open it. Here we see a heading where the interval is indicated, including time, hours, and minutes. We see the arrival over this period. We see how many goods were sold. Quantity, batch, product name, price, and date are indicated here. And also in the second table, we can see the remaining products in warehouse at the end of the period. You can also select hours and minutes in the date field if you click on this button. Time of the start date and end date. Next, let's move on to the list of invoices. Here is the list itself. There are three pre-created invoices: invoice 1, 2, and 3. The batch number is indicated for clarity. The type of invoice and what products are contained in the invoice. Goods are written off using the FIFO, first in, first out method. For example, there is sausage 0, bread 10, meat 10. Sausage 0, this is because later in invoice 3 we sell the sausage. Let's write it off. And it is deducted from the same batch of sausage that arrived. You can also pay attention to the basket icon. If this is a goods receipt invoice, then the basket is full. And if it is a transfer invoice, then it's empty. So you can see that the FIFO method of organizing data works. Let's go to the invoice creation page. Look at the interface and try to create an invoice. Here you can add a certain amount of products. For example, sausage, enter quantity 2. If we need another product, click Add. For example, butter with quantity 1. Click Create. We see the message Invoice successfully created. We are automatically redirected to the invoice viewing page. Next, we can click back to the list and we see invoice number 4, which was created. Let's try to create an invoice and look at the field validation. If we don't fill in the product and quantity fields, we will receive a warning. Let's add some products. For example, sausage 1 and bread. For example, 500. We didn't receive such a quantity of bread in previous orders, so now we will receive a warning that the product bread is not available in such quantities. Additionally, we need to set the value of the transfer invoice indicating that we are issuing the goods. We click on Create an invoice and see a message that the product bread out of stock because the quantity is very large. Let's check the method of organizing FIFO data using an example. I created another additional invoice with the potato product. And as you can see, we still have potatoes in the second invoice. There are 30 pieces left. Now, when we create an invoice for sale, the potatoes should be written off exactly from the second invoice, but not from the 5th. Let's create an invoice. Select potatoes and enter the quantity 15. And the transfer invoice. Let's create it. Invoice has been successfully created. Let's return to the list. And look, we had 30 potatoes here. Now there are 15 of them. And here in the 5th invoice were 10 potatoes. The same number remained. Let's create another invoice where we write off 20 potatoes. Thus, from here we should subtract 15. and from here 5. Click Create, select potatoes and enter 20. Transfer invoice, create an invoice. The invoice has been successfully created. Go back to the list and let's take a look. Now in the second invoice for potatoes we have the quantity 0, and in the fifth invoice the quantity is 5. That is 15 are subtracted from here and 5 are subtracted from here. That is, we write off the goods first sequentially from those batches that arrived first. I will leave links to the project code and website in the comments so you can familiarize yourself. Thank you for watching this video. Bye.